it depends on the house. Like, but a lot of sellers think that their house is worth more than it is. And so you
Because
have
Zillow tells
those.
them so. Yeah.
Right.
Who, yeah. Well, and then in the current climate that we have too, you hear stories of neighbors
Right.
and all these houses, and we've talked about it too, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it sold for $20,000 over list
Well,
price.
and I have people that are like, I want to sell, and I'm like, okay, and I pull comps for them, and they're like, those aren't my comps. Like my neighbor sold for this. Well, what? How big is your neighbor's house? What updates does your neighbor have? How many car garages does your neighbor have? How many bathrooms? Is the basement finished? How
Right.
much acreage? What lot is it on? It's not a comparison.
No, because what's important to remember is that just because you're in the same neighborhood does not mean it's the same property. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to be looking at square footage, the style of house, how many bedrooms, how many
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms. I mean, comparable means
Updates.
comparable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's our job, is to help find actual comparables. And people are like, well, Zillow said this, and I'm like, well, Zillow doesn't pull all of these things. It just gives you a number based
Average.
off a neighborhood or like
Hmm.
the surrounding area. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then the number one, this was a really short list. The number one mistake that sellers make is having an overpriced home. 77% of all the agents surveyed said
I
overpriced.
didn't even say that because like I think,
Well, I think that was just, I mean, that's obvious,
yeah, well, I tell
but
people, there's three things where a house isn't selling: location, condition, or price. So,
yes. Yeah. Yeah. You always have to price for location and condition. If you have both, no
mm-hmm.
problem.
Yeah.
But if
And
something's not selling, it's one or the other.
I think that people are still trying to overprice their houses a little bit in this market as well, because they're like, oh, well, we can get that, and you might be able to, or you probably could, but why not price it accordingly and then let the market, it'll take it to where it needs to be,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. And if it doesn't, then that's where your house was supposed to be.
Right. Right. 100%.
So,
Yeah. So
because you don't want
that's
to
the
overprice it
list.
in this market.
No, well,
There's no need to overprice it in this market.
it's there's no need, but also you're not going to sell. I mean, here's the thing: there's low inventory, but I did just show a house we wrote an offer on, and it was on the market 12 days, and they did a significant price adjustment. So, and then of course 2 days, or we wrote an offer and someone else did too. Rick is saying price is only an issue in the absence of value. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that? I mean, yes, but
Um,
because you can't I mean, you can price a house $50,000 above what everything else is selling.
mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean absence of value. That means you're overpriced.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't really understand that.
Well, what I believe Rick is saying is that if the house doesn't support the price, then you would be overpriced and that would be a problem.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to be able to support the price.
Yes. Yeah. 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 So just the thought.
And there still is such a thing of over improving your house.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's a whole different
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think most people over improve because improvements are not going to be a dollar for dollar.
No, they're not. But like, I don't know that I agree with people who are over improving. I don't think a lot of people improve their houses very often. Um, just with keeping dated things in their home. But some people don't care. Some people like that. Some people, they don't need granite countertops or stainless steel appliances or,
I think, like for me, my house is a disaster, but it's because I get overwhelmed with the idea of, like we have to redo all the floors in the house. So how do I live with that? Like I've got furniture and room, and you know what I mean? Like it would be much easier to move out and, then have someone take care of it all.
Are you doing your floors yourself?
No,
They'll move
I
the
don't know.
they move the stuff for you.
I mean, but still, like, where's it gonna go? Like,
Just move into another room.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be worth paying them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
but and then that's one of those things too. It's like, well, we could do it ourselves. Like, why would you pay someone to do the
Are you
install?
going to?
No, we're probably never going to do the floors. It's probably never. We just got the whole house painted, and there's still 2 rooms left.
Yeah.
So anyway, for what that's worth.
Yeah, another thing that I think that sellers could miss out on is, I think a lot of buyers are getting frustrated with this market, and they're putting timelines on their offers, and they're writing really strong offers and being like, you need to respond by this time. And we're not waiting until this time.
I really struggle with that because I totally understand why. But when you have the listing, it's like, okay, like, go ahead. Sellers it's really I get it. But there's going to be like 5 other strong offers. So why not?
There are, but what if they're not as strong?
I think that if you went back to the people and said, I'm sorry, your offer really was the best. What are they going to say? No. Maybe someone might get mad enough and be like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're allowing sellers to be really greedy.
Well, do you have any idea how many houses are for sale right now?
7.
In Gahanna, there's only 7. Hang on, let me see. There's 7 in the entire Columbus area. And where are they? There are in the Columbus MLS. Hang on. It's thinking.
It doesn't look fuzzy right now.
Maybe it's the lighting.
It could be.
There are 2,669 houses.
Yeah.
For sale.
Seems about normal.
Yeah, that's about where we've been. Yep. So not 7. Maybe 7 in Hilliard.
There's basically 7 houses for sale right now. I don't know. I'm so tired of the super competitive market. And, I think when you get 10 offers, like, that's good. Like, let's choose from these 10.
Literally how many more? I think it's
how many more do you want? It's like, I just think, like, how many more do you need? Like, and they're essentially going to be the same offers coming in over and over again.
Well, that's what has always been my point is that you can't really, there's only a couple things you can do to differentiate your offer from everyone else's. And people are doing it. But then you're getting other people doing the same thing. So
what I did with my seller recently, we had like 10 offers almost in hand, and it was like, we were going to go through the weekend. And it's like, people were threatening to pull their offers, and we kept I told her what I would recommend to my client as a buyer to write on this property and what I think a super strong offer was. And we had something stronger than that. So I was like, at this point, do you want to just go ahead and accept it? And,
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know why not. Like, how much more can we get, And so at that point, like, it's not my decision.
Right. No,
we'll absolutely keep it on if you want to keep it on. But when you have a lot of offers in hand, it's kind of getting to the point, like, we kept seeing the same offers over and over again.
Well, that's exactly my point. And, we're going to waive appraisal. Well, so is offers B and C, and we're going to come in at 20,000 above. Guess what? So is B and C. I don't know what else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's typically, and then do you let that strong offer go to just see if maybe somebody else writes something just as strong, or you could lose all of them. You don't know.
You just don't know.
Because when you're waiting like 4 or 5 days on the market to just let people bid, there's other houses coming on the market that these people want too.
Right.
So
sort of.
There are, especially.
There's other houses coming on the market. Yeah. So today's Friday. There are 2,669. How many do you think will be left? All right, here we go. How many houses will have sold by Sunday? And if you guess correctly, what should you win?
2,541. That's my guess.
I'll buy you a bottle of tequila.
I win.
You win. Woo! Who's gonna win? Anyway. All right. Well, that was it. That was the topic of the day.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very
All
exciting.
right. Well,
topic.
happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah, everyone get your Trulies and your wine and all the stuffs.
And get your guesses in. And if nobody else guesses, then I do win.
You do win. You just win by default. No, get your guesses in, and it won't be a bottle of tequila. Well, for you, I'll buy a bottle of tequila. I don't know if everyone likes tequila. I'll give out something. Gift card, Amazon gift card. So 2,669 today. And you have to guess how many have sold, how many will go in contract.
How many are going into contract? Yeah.
Yeah. So how many go into contract by Sunday? And Sunday, write your answer in the comments, and whoever
Agents can't play.
Yes. No.
Minus me.
Minus you. You can play. I can play. I'll say, I don't know, 340 are going into contract by Sunday.
I don't even know how
that seem reasonable. I have no idea. Tom Nichols says 261. Rick Parsley, you have a good weekend. All right. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Have a great
happy
weekend, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. All right.